Hello, friends. Good morning. This is Vinita Sinha, a certified nutritionist. Today, I will talk about high blood pressure, what it is, and how we can come out of it. So, high blood pressure or hypertension occurs when your blood pressure increases to unhealthy levels. Your blood pressure measurement takes into account how much blood is passing through your blood vessels and the amount of resistance the blood meets while the heart is pumping. So there are narrow arteries in the heart which increase resistance. So the narrower your arteries are, the higher your blood pressure will be. Over the long term, increased pressure can cause health issues including heart disease. Today is very common. In fact, it is expected that nearly half of our population is suffering from this condition. Hypertension typically develops over the course of several years. It is not a matter of one day or 1 month. Usually, you don't notice any symptoms, but even without symptoms, high blood pressure can cause damage to your blood vessels and organs, especially the brain, heart, eyes, and kidneys. Early detection is important, so regular blood pressure readings should be taken, and if there is an elevation or a decrease, you should definitely check out with your doctor. Treatment for hypertension includes both prescription medication and healthy lifestyle changes. If the condition isn't treated, it could lead to health issues including heart attack and stroke. So, the medication that is required should be prescribed by the doctor. And when it comes to healthy lifestyle changes, that is when my role comes. So, there are actually two types of hypertension. Each type has a different cause. The primary hypertension is also called essential hypertension. This kind of hypertension develops over time with no identifiable cause. Most people have this type of high blood pressure, and researchers uh, are actually researching over this, and a combination of factors that play a major role are the genes. Some people are genetically predisposed to hypertension. This may be from gene mutations or genetic abnormalities inherited from your parents. Physical changes: if something in your body changes, you may begin experiencing issues throughout your body. High blood pressure may be one of those issues. For example, it's thought that changes in your kidney function due to aging may upset the body's natural balance of salts and fluids. This change may cause your body's blood pressure to increase. The environment over time: unhealthy lifestyle choices like lack of physical activity and poor diet can take their toll on your body. So, lifestyle choices can lead to weight problems. Being overweight or obese can increase your risk of hypertension. Secondary hypertension often occurs quickly and can become more severe than primary hypertension. Several conditions that may cause secondary hypertension include kidney disease, obstructive sleep, uh, congenital heart defects, problems with your thyroid, side effects of medications, use of illegal drugs, alcohol abuse or chronic use, adrenal gland problems, certain endocrine tumors. So, what are the symptoms of hypertension? Hypertension is generally a silent condition. Many people won't experience any symptoms. It may take years over or even decades for the condition to reach levels severe enough that symptoms become obvious. Even then, these symptoms may be attributed to other issues. The symptoms are headaches, shortness of breath, nosebleeds, flushing, dizziness, chest pain, visual changes, and blood in the urine. These symptoms require immediate medical attention. They don't occur in everyone with hypertension, but waiting for a symptom of this condition to appear could be fatal. The best way to know if you have hypertension is to get regular blood pressure readings and other readings you may need to help you watch your blood pressure. For example, if you have a family history of heart disease or have risk factors for developing the condition, your doctor may recommend that you have your blood pressure checked twice a year. This helps you and your doctor stay on top of any possible issues before they become problematic. Diagnosing hypertension is as simple as taking a blood pressure reading. Most offices check blood pressure as part of a routine visit. If you don't receive a blood pressure reading at your next appointment, you should definitely request one. Or you can also have the blood pressure monitoring machines at your place and you can check it regularly. If your blood pressure is elevated, your doctor may request you have more readings over the course of a few days or weeks. A hypertension diagnosis is rarely given after just one reading. Your doctor needs to see evidence of a sustained problem. If your blood pressure remains high, your doctor will likely conduct more tests to rule out underlying conditions. The tests could include the urine test, the cholesterol screening, and other blood tests, test of your heart's electrical activity with an electrocardiogram, and ultrasound of your heart or kidneys. These tests can help your doctor identify any secondary issues causing your elevated blood pressure. They can also look at the effects high blood pressure may have had on your organs. How to understand high blood pressure readings? Systolic pressure. This is the first or top number. It indicates the pressure in your arteries when your heart beats and pumps out blood. Diastolic pressure. This is the second on bottom number. It's the reading of the pressure of in your arteries between beats of your heart. 5 categories define blood pressure readings for adults. Healthy. A healthy blood pressure reading is less than 120 to 80 millimeters of mercury. Elevated is the systolic number is between 120 and 129 millimeter mercury, and the diastolic number is less than 80 mmHg. So doctors usually don't treat elevated blood pressure with medication. Instead, your doctor will encourage you to have lifestyle changes to help overcome your numbers. Stage 1 hypertension, the systolic number is between 130 and 139, or the diastolic number is between 80 to 89. And stage 2 hypertension is the systolic number is 140 mmHg or higher, or the diastolic number is 90 millimeter of mercury or higher. So hypertensive crisis, the systolic number is over 180 mercury, or the diastolic number is over 120 mercury. Blood pressure in this range requires urgent medical attention. If any symptoms such as chest pain, headache, shortness of breath, or visual changes occur when blood pressure is high, medical care is in the emergency room is needed. So the treatment options for high blood pressure is to address the factors that have caused the hypertension. Primarily, lifestyle changes may help reduce your high blood pressure. If lifestyle changes alone aren't enough, or if they stop being effective, your doctor may prescribe medicines. And secondary hypertension treatment, this is sometimes hypertension is persistent despite treatment for the underlying cause. In this case, your doctor may work with you to develop lifestyle changes and prescribe medications to help reduce your blood pressure. Medications generally what is given is beta blockers, diuretics or ACE inhibitors. So beta blockers make your heart beat slower and with less force. Diuretics are high sodium levels and excess fluid in your body can increase blood pressure. So diuretics, also called water pills, help your kidneys remove excess sodium from your body. And ACE inhibitors, angiotensin is a chemical that causes blood vessels and artery walls to tighten and narrow. So the ACE inhibitors prevent the body from producing as much of this chemical. This helps the blood vessels relax and reduces blood pressure. Angiotensin II receptor blockers. While ACE inhibitors aim to stop the creation of angiotensin, the ARBs actually block angiotensin from binding with receptors. Without the chemical, blood vessels won't tighten, so that helps relax vessels and lower down the blood pressure. Calcium channel blockers. These medications block some of the calcium from entering the cardiac muscles of your heart. This leads to less forceful heartbeats and a lower blood pressure. These medicines also work in the blood vessels, causing them to relax and further lowering blood pressure. The best remedies for high blood pressure is to have a healthy lifestyle. Make changes in your lifestyle that can help you control the factors that cause hypertension. So, a heart healthy diet is vital for developing or helping to reduce the high blood pressure. It is also important for managing hypertension that is under control and reducing the risk of complications. So the heart healthy diet emphasizes foods that include fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins like fish, increasing physical activity. Reaching a healthy weight should include being more physically active. In addition to helping you shed pounds, exercise can help reduce stress, lower blood pressure naturally, and strengthen your cardiovascular system. Reaching a healthy weight. If you are overweight or obese, losing weight through a healthy heart diet and increased physical activity can help you lower the blood pressure. Managing stress is a great way to do through exercises. Other activities can also include meditation, deep breathing, massage, muscle relaxation, yoga, or any physical activity. Adopt a cleaner lifestyle. If you are a smoker, try to quit. The chemicals in tobacco smoke damage the body's tissues and harden the blood vessel walls. If you regularly consume too much alcohol or have an alcohol dependency, seek help to reduce the amount you drink or stop altogether. Alcohol can raise blood pressure. Eat less meat, more plants. A plant-based diet is an easy way to increase fiber and reduce the amount of sodium and unhealthy saturated and trans fat you take in from your dairy foods and meat. Increase the number of fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, and whole grains you are eating. Instead of red meat, opt for healthier lean proteins like fish, poultry, or tofu. Reduce the dietary sodium. People with hypertension and those with an increased risk of heart disease may need to keep their daily sodium intake between 1500 milligrams to 2300 milligrams per day. The best way to reduce sodium is to cook fresh foods or more often. Avoid eating restaurant food or pre-packaged foods which are often very high in sodium. Cut back on sweets. Sugary foods and beverages contain empty calories but don't have nutritional content. If you want something sweet, try eating fresh fruit or small amounts of dark chocolate that haven't been sweetened as much with sugar. Thank you, friends, for being with me and encouraging me. More will keep coming. I will keep coming with some more advice and knowledge and awareness. Thank you for being with me. Thanks.